I can give you some of this if you want.
Oh, what's that? It's that. Oh my!
This is
I know
mine.
what
That's
this
what this is.
This is oxygen. It's pure German oxygen. Oh, I've heard so much about this stuff.
Yeah. Mine. You want oxygen or do you want Moselland Riesling?
I'll take some Moselland Wasser for the time being.
Okay.
Well, maybe leave some of that for me because,
I'll leave
you know.
some of it for you.
Yeah, because
Okay,
there's
pour it now,
hyenas in Canada that are like sober right now, so I gotta help and, ooh, yeah, that's good stuff.
There you go.
Man, even the water tastes better in Germany.
Yeah, they call this, oh boy. You know, I had them put the seats back so that we wouldn't be too close to the monitors, but now I notice our heads are in shadow, so we should like come up. Yeah, here, there you go.
All right, well, we can help them do their sound test, right? Because I'm sure the Eurofurence guys love it when the performers on stage sound test for them when we do it live.
Actually, they hate us. We ruin the sound checks all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Did you notice that when I went back there and they were like, okay, Zeke, we're ready to like mic you up, and I said, actually, I don't want you to do all this hard work. Just give me a microphone and watch me yap. And they were like, Laden.
Yep.
Laden. Okay, give the hyena microphone and just screw everything. Fick dish, we'll do this live.
We'll bring this up here so you can get to it. There we go. There we are. That's it. There. Now you can reach
give me that quality German water.
Well, that's what it says. It's Qualitätswein. Yeah.
Qualitätswein?
Yeah, Qualitätswein.
But she hasn't even taken me to dinner yet. I'm not in Qualitits.
This, by the way, is a Riesling aus Moselland. This is the best in all of the world, and it is, I don't know if you can see it for that far back, but the vintage is Cabinet. For those of you who don't understand wine, this is a specific definition. Cabinet wine is wine that is so good that when your friends come over, you don't want them to know you have it, so you hide it in the cabinet, and then you give them the shit wine.
Yep, unless you're a hyena, in which case you can smell out that wine in the cabinet.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I know that you keep around a lot of friends that have different varying tastes in alcohol and stuff like that. I mean, you've got like the booze fairy, right? It's some dude you call booze
The magical
fairy.
Booze-producing fairy, Alkali Bismuth.
Yeah. And wasn't there one time where he actually sniffed out a bottle in your house that you had not told him about and was totally not planned?
Alkali came to visit me in my home in North Carolina for the very first time, having never been in my house. I picked him up at the airport. We opened the front door. He walked in, put down his suitcases, walked into my kitchen, went into the cabinet where I keep my Tupperware and my mixing bowls, and reached into the back to find a bottle of scotch. It's like radar or something. I don't know what it was.
I think that's just called alcoholism.
Probably. That's why his name is Alkali.
Bismuth. Exactly. Yeah. So, we're at EF again.
We are at EF, and the show hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, that's why we're stalling for time, and this isn't totally part of the show, right?
Exactly, no, not totally part of the show.
Yeah, you're not paying for this segment, folks. You're paying for whatever is in between 1 and 2 p.m. This is like, I don't know, this is like the advertisements you get on YouTube in advance.
So they can skip this part?
I don't know. Do they want to skip?
No, if you try to skip this part, you'll get locked out. Cannot do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And they got wise to that. So did that Aussie show up yet? The one in the white coat?
Oi, you cunt!
Yeah.
Okay, if he didn't respond to that, then he's definitely not here.
Okay. Then again, there might be another one, but there's one way to find out. We're going to try this.
All right, let's try it.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! There they are!
All right, we found the Aussies. All right, so, are we starting yet?
Not yet.
How much longer do we have to stall?
2 minutes.
What can we do with the 2 minutes?
We can do a lot in 2 minutes.
Oh, well, like on stage?
There's children in the audience.
Really? Oh, I thought I ate them for breakfast. Wasn't that what that buffet back there was?
I guess now.
Oh.
I don't hear the screaming anymore.
Oh, sorry. I think I might have taken out like half of the classroom back there and like half the Puppet Show too. So sorry, Puppet Show guys. I promise I'll fix it maybe before the Puppet Show. Yeah. You can blame me if it's late this year.
Oh, incidentally, just a small safety note, and it is nice to remind you of all this. We do have a large African carnivore on stage. He is mostly tame, mostly. In the very, very unlikely event that he goes wild and we have to have people leave the auditorium, don't go through the doors you came in. You will notice there's doors all on the sides. Whichever one is closest to you, that's the one you go out. I will try to beat him off, that is, hold him off, or I might do the other one, depending on how much wine we have.
How much do you like your other fingers?
Go away. You may not chew on this one.
But they look like bratwurst.
It's got a metal rod in it.
It's bratwurst prepackaged.
My God! It's a bat!
Oh my gosh! We're
It's a
going
bat
we're
with
going
a can.
batshit crazy already.
Boy, we're doing that thing. I only...
Yeah, you're getting extorted. Give us your money.
all
Give the
right.
big fuzzy animals your money. Yeah, do it right now. You do it before I actually turn you.
I
into
only
lunch or
have
something.
one bill.
Dude, that's Canadian.
Is it? It's
Oh.
Canadian?
Wow, that's a big Canadian bill.
All right, fuck it. Here, you can have it there. All right.
Is your money getting declined?
Yes.
Dude,
Oh, wait, I see.
you Americans broke the banking system.
He's holding this timer up saying you have exactly 2 more seconds to get
Not
it in
in.
there.
No, we also take credit cards.
Oh, you take credit cards?
Oh, take credit
take
cards.
credit cards.
Oh, look, isn't that Anthracon's credit card?
Okay, I'm having trouble getting it into a state where it can go in. When you get to be my age, you'll understand, all right?
Or when you've had too many caipirinhas.
There you go, all right.
Woo!
Oh, I get a bat hug. This bat will be fluttering around the auditorium, so if you would like to help out Wildtierschutz Deutschland, this is an additional opportunity for
So
you.
can I have that finger now?
No.
But-
It-
but
okay,
you
it
just-
may look like a non-burger, but it has a metal spike in it. It will hurt your teeth.
That metal spike is just the toothpick I'll use after.
I'll give you something else to chew on once this bottle's empty.
All right, well, speaking of empty and, that being totally a good transition into the show, so can we start now?
Oh, shit, we're late.
Oh, shit.
I blame the
Scheiße,
bat.
right.
It's the bat's fault.
Hi. So, what are we doing again? We're drinking on stage.
Drinking on stage and talking and making noise, and for some reason they paid for it.
Schlimm.
Slim.
So, this is Eurofurence charity show, and we are your people drinking on the stage, I guess. For those of you that don't know who this old guy is, I picked him up from the Dom Tour station. I don't know why he's here. He just told me, he was like, hi, I need wine. I'm a Duma Americana. So I dragged him here, and he's got this weird name that's like Onkel Kage or something like that. I don't know. Who are you?
I was just collecting bottles down at the station. I thought I could lick the wine out of them. But
Yeah, that's pretty much you were doing. So that's him. And then I'm like, I don't know. Am I like Zook Hyena?
This is Zeke Hyena.
Oh, thank God I'm
And,
not a Zach Hyena.
You're Zeke Hyena, one of the most famous fursuiters and one of the most exquisite dancing hyenas that has ever existed.
Sometimes I bust a move and stuff like that. I mean, I might be doing a little bit of moves and grooves and stuff like that at Paws on Fire, which is going to be right after this show too.
Yep.
So I hope to see all of you at Paws on Fire.
And for those of you who are very, very excited to see the AI panel, that got pushed back to 16:30. So apologies from the organizers of that, but you'll be watching Paws on Fire anyway.
And I can tell everyone right now that I am not an AI hyena. I am a regular hyena. I'm like your default stock hyena that you can buy at your local hyena store, and you got to take care and feed lots of bones and meat and stuff too.
By the way, I am going to call you out on a fib, a lie that you just told.
What's that?
You did not pick me up at Domtor because Deutschbahn never got us to Domtor. It got us close to Domtor, and then they said, you'll find your way, you look smart.
So
That's why it's called Damn Tour.
So what happened exactly? Why was the Deutschbahn being the Deutschbahn?
We got Bond.
We did get Bond.
We got Bond hard.
So let's recap how that all happened. So no shit, there we were. We were on our way to Eurofurence, And we got to, what was it, Frankfurt Airport?
Frankfurt?
Yeah, Frankfurt, and we got on the Deutschbahn, and we were like, yay, it's the Deutschbahn, it's gonna be so great, I'm gonna like chew on this Deutschbahn so hard. And the Deutschbahn started going, and it's like, yay, look at us, we're on the way to Hamburg, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. In the middle of nowhere, I can't even remember which station it was, and it stopped. And then we heard just whispering, Deutsch, 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 and then it started going backwards. And Kage and I were just sitting in our seats looking in awe at the train tracks that were in front of us that we were supposed to go on, but now we were moving in reverse in time. Hey, we figured out time travel.
We did.
That was our time travel moment. We went backwards in time, and then it stopped again. And then it went forwards in time. And then we went backwards in time. And it felt, for the first time, I knew what it felt like to be a record player.
Yes.
That was a cool experience.
Now, there was an announcement. They did make an announcement. And it sounded like this. Danke.
Actually, that was a really good impression. Hey, you should work for the Deutschbahn.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Just make that sound.
Yeah, exactly.
I see all the Germans out there going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, we went like forwards and backwards. We did time travel on the Deutschbahn, and then like we finally heard from like some person that was either on the announcer, the mysterious AI guy, or someone beside us that somebody had apparently like decided to like start go-kart racing on the tracks or something. What was that all about?
Apparently, somebody wanted to do Mario Kart on the Bahn, so they had to stop and wait to see who won the race. And then they could start again.
Now, here's the thing, is that, this guy and I, we're from the other side of the pond, as the Brits say. And on the other side of the pond, this isn't anything new. We always have people that go on the train tracks or the race tracks or anything like that. And here's the sad reality, is that in America, it's a lot easier if you just hit the throttle and go full speed at that person than stop.
Yeah.
Here in Deutschland, the insurance is good, as well as the healthcare, but in America, it's actually way better to just hit the throttle.
It is, or would be, because it's safer for those people who are Mario Karting in America. You know why?
Why's that?
Because we don't have fucking trains over there.
Hey, why are you drinking right out of the bottle?
Because it's there. And because there was, I looked over at this glass and a little fly landed in it. Now, I don't know where that fly has been. I mean, he might have been on you, for all I know.
Hey, you calling me a stimky hyena?
I'm just putting it the fact that that fan is blowing the air this way and would...
I'll have you know that I took a shower once.
I'm going to pull the Twitter thing. Well, actually...
Yeah, that once, I actually forgot when that once was. I think it was maybe once upon a time once.
Mm-hmm. You took a shower, but I think you returned it and got a refund.
Yeah, exactly. Took it, got a refund, and then ended up on the Domtor train where then I got a refund on the Bahn halfway through, and that's when it went time travel and brought me backwards.
Yep.
Let's not do that when we go back home, by the way.
Oh, no.
I think that would make it a little complicated.
Well, it was very, very nice of Deutsche Bahn to give you that little snack in the seat across the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Over.
Yeah, that snack was very loud. It kept on screaming and, like, throwing papers at us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We had an entire, I know there's a different word for it in Deutsch, but, like, we call it a kindergarten in English, too, which is the whole class.
You do not have an equivalent word in German for kindergarten.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows what that means.
No.
So, in English, we call it the kindergarten. In Deutsch, it's that thing. So, we had that across from us, and the entire time, you've got, mom and dad there, and mom and dad are just, just Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. And the kids are, grabbing these papers, and they're, doing coloring and stuff, and they're watching their loud cartoon on their iPad without any, headphones. And then, at one point, the guy looked over at me, or the Kinder looked over at me, and the Kinder was like, was ist das? And I looked back at the Kinder as ich bin ein Hyena. I actually don't know what hyena is in German, but I'm a hyena. And the Kinder looked at me, and the Kinder was just like, kitty. So apparently now I'm also a cat and a hyena at the same time. I'm this weird hybrid thing, which furries won't understand, right?
They wouldn't. Of course, somebody out there is going to say, well, actually, hyenas are somewhat close to felines.
Hyenas apparently aren't dogs because I've been told this entire time, like, hyenas are closer to, like, the cat species or, like, the mustelids or musculids or something like that. So apparently we're not African dogs anymore. We're like a weird mix between a cat, a ferret, and a raccoon when we dig through trash bones and stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, now there's going to be an artist out there that draws like a hyena cat or something. And if you do, I want to see that artwork because it's probably going to be hot.
See, that's one of the joys of this community. We can bring up some sort of strange imagery. Somebody is already working on drawing it out there and is probably going to give it to us at the end, which I'm fine with. Thank you.
So, I wonder how we did with that bar last night. Did you get a chance to, like, catch up with them?
I did not, but I noticed they're closed this morning. Now, I don't know if that's their normal hours. Maybe they'll be open again when this ends. If they are, we need to step up our game.
Well, let me also ask you as well that we were trying to do our part and, try and buying a lot more cocktails for the charity. So for those that missed out on it yesterday, which I hope none of you did, the bet we've got going on with the bar is if we're able to drink all of their alcohol by the end of this convention, which is today, they will give 1,000 euros to charity. And I think that we can probably do it, if I'm not mistaken. After all, the amount that I drank at the bar on Thursday night, yeah, that's just 1 Canadian, and we've got a room full of Germans.
Yeah. I tried last night. I tried to do it single-handedly, but...
How many did you get?
2.
Yeah, there's something about that bar out there when it comes to, let's say, how generously they pour their drinks.
Let me tell you a story. The idea is, okay, I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to pace myself because I want to win that bet. I'm going to get maybe a lighter drink or something, and then I can get like 6 or 7 of them. Well, I went there, and there is the barman with a bottle of tequila pouring it into people's mouths out in the line.
Yeah, like if you're we got to do a recreation right now. This guy was okay. You grab the bottle.
Oh,
yeah, you grab the bottle.
It's full of stuff.
Yeah, it's full of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Don't pour in my mouth. And like I'm the attendees, and I'm like.
Yeah, and he's just pouring tequila directly into their mouths.
You're supposed to be pouring it in my mouth.
I'm better, so I'm smarter than that. Come on, you think I was born yesterday?
Rats. I mean, not rats, hyenas.
I know that trick.
So I guess we'll find out soon enough how he did, because if he comes back and he looks really sad, that's because we just forced him to pay $1,000 for all the animals. Yep. So let's make him really sad, folks.
Now, there's something I want to state right now. Many of you have heard me say this. You cannot out-cool Eurofurence.
Oh, man.
We tried. We gave up trying.
Okay, listen. Before you continue, Eurofurence, you gotta like leave some of the coolness to the rest of the world. Like this guy and I, we've traveled all around the world, and every single year we come back to Eurofurence, it's just like, guys, we can't keep up. Just calm down and let the rest of the world catch up to you, Germany.
Yeah.
Damn it. Or a damn tour.
Anthrocon created the Anthrocon Block Party, where we closed the street in front of our convention center, and we just let people make it a community party. And we're like, yay, Anthrocon has got the greatest thing in the world. Then we see that goddamn courtyard out there with your 24-hour Unsun's rave and your entire neighborhood and all that.
And you know what the coolest thing about that is? They don't have to shut down. That thing is there all day, every day of the convention.
Yep.
Our block party is like, okay, we got to do Saturday only. It's got to be from like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. We got maybe, a couple of food trucks, and you got some, marching bands and stuff, and that's all cool. And then Eurofurence is just like, yeah, we've just got an entire street festival for an entire week here. Yeah. So, I don't know. You guys, that's the thing. We keep on coming back, and we keep learning from Eurofurence.
Yeah.
We joke. We are not joking. We, from North America, from Anthrocon and other conventions, We come to Eurofurence and we learn from Eurofurence because Eurofurence does it right.
But there's one thing that you guys are never going to outcool us on. This year, Anthrocon was the first convention on its own, just from its attendees, to raise $100,000 for charity. You guys got a long way to go, I think, before you can outcool that.
You know, you're saying that at a charity show where there's a big fuzzy bat walking around with a charity bucket. Are you trying to, like, imply something right now? And he does take card. I'm just saying, there's a lot of people whose wallets could accidentally fall out with their credit card and just go, oh no, there goes all my money to the charity.
We're still cooler. There, I said it. But now that you mention it, maybe I should take maybe 4 minutes, if I could, to tell these folks the story of my first arrival at Eurofurence 20 years ago.
Ooh, 20 years ago. Wasn't that Eurofurence 8?
It was.
Yeah. All right, well, tell us a story, Uncle Kage.
I was invited to be guest of honor at Eurofurence 8. And it was this tiny little convention in Germany, and I was the chairman of the largest furry convention in the world. And I thought, oh, this is going to be cute. Let's see what these kids are trying to do. So the theme that year was the FIA, the Furry Intelligence Agency. The idea was that there was a secret German government organization that had been established to monitor these strange furry creatures. And they were bringing in an American scientist who was an expert on them. That's adorable. That's really good theming. So it was my first trip to Germany. In fact, I'd never been in the Schengen region. And I got off the plane, and I had my passport in my hand, and I was a little nervous because, you know, you guys got a reputation. I'm sorry. But I went up to the customs, and here's the customs man. And I walked up with my passport. He said, ja. And I held it. I said, ja, willkommen. Okay. So I got my bag, and I was still thinking, I am anxious to see what these guys are going to do. Again, German convention, all right? I came out of the customs area. There were 3 very large men in black suits with the curly radio things in their ears and black sunglasses and black professional hats, all standing like this. And they had official government-looking identifications. And I saw them, I started going around, and one stepped in front and said, Dr. Conway? I said, ja, ich bin Conway. Kommen Sie mit uns, bitte. And he turned, and they grabbed my bags, and they kind of surrounded me and started marching me out of the airport. And I was thinking, I really hope they're with the convention. This is at Frankfurt Airport. We got outside, and there was a red carpet leading up to a vintage silver Mercedes-Benz limousine with flags mounted on the fenders, the German flag and the FIA flag. There was a black SUV front and back with the FIA logo on the doors. There was a guy standing there with a big dog, and I went up. The dog investigated me. They opened the back. There was a box of Cuban cigars on the back seat. And I sat down, and the whole crew piled in, and all 3 vehicles came out in perfect order, out onto the Autobahn, and we were on our way. I had a lot of fun. The flags are snapping in the breeze. And I was sitting in the back seat, and I could tell that curious people were coming up on the left and then slowing down and looking, and I just did this. And they backed up. they all, 3 vehicles, exited the Autobahn and got onto a road that was this wide, that went into the woods. And once again, I thought, I really hope these guys are with the convention. They stopped in the middle of the woods, and the passenger got out, and I started to reach for the doorknob, and the driver said, 9! They took out from the 2 black SUVs German police light bars and put them on and turned on the sirens and brought me in to where another red carpet was waiting. I got out, I was saluted, I walked along the red carpet into a room, and there was Cheetah sitting at a desk. And I went up and I said, dude, you fucking win. I can't outdo this.
So, you learned your lesson that year. Never try to outcool Eurofurence.
I did. I tried. Oh, I tried. Boy, did I try. Every year, I got to be cooler than Cheetah. I will outcool Eurofurence if I have to become a supervillain to do it. I thought I had him. Anthrocon made the move from a single hotel to a major convention center.
Oh, that's the one in Pittsburgh, right?
That's the one in Pittsburgh. This was a big step for furry fandom. I had to call Cheetah. I called him on the phone. I was excited. I got to talk to Cheetah. Oh, hello, Cheetah. It's Kage. I just called to tell you. I got to tell you about next year. I'm gonna be in a really big, cool convention center. And he said, "Oh, that's nice. We're gonna be in a castle."
You know what the only thing you could say to that is, right?
Schlimm.
Schlimm. Oh, man, so Eurofurence has got it all. You know, they've got the castles, they've got the limousines, they've got the red carpets. Heck, they even got the cool bartenders. I mean, like, in America, we've got, like, you know, oh, like, hey, what do you want? Okay, you want a beer? Okay, here's a beer for Pistisch, you know? But here in Germany, our bartenders are even cooler at furry cons than in America. Don't we have a very, very dear and old friend of ours that has followed us since many Eurofurences ago that still attends Eurofurence today? Matter of fact, isn't he in the audience somewhere?
Aus der Ringberg House, the hairless master of alcohol has joined us. He's in the front row. If you see him down there, wave. Hello, Andre. Now I can tell you a story about Andre. There's a reason I put you in the front row.
And you've got to translate it for Muti.
Oh, yeah. I arrived, first off, the Ringberg Hotel in Suhl. It is gorgeous. It's at the top of a mountain. And I arrived, and of course, I wanted wine. And you all know that my German sucks. I really only know one phrase of German in which I can make myself understood. Here was the barman waiting very professionally, and I introduced myself. I said, "Ich bin ein dummer Amerikaner und ich spreche keine Deutsch." So he laughed, and he thought that was funny. So he introduced me to Müller-Thurgau, which if you're from Turingen, you might be familiar with. I don't know if it's very common out here. But every time after that, he would see me, "Oh, hello, Dr. Dummer Amerikaner, wünschst du Wein? Ich habe Wein here." Well, you know what? I used to be a fursuiter. Believe it or not, years ago, I had a fursuit of the character Chester Ringtail. Chester Ringtail was a somewhat slinky kind of character. Yeah, like that, but sluttier, if you can imagine. I know, it's, yeah, pretty, that was Chester, yep. Chester came downstairs. Andre saw Chester, and he was just completely, he ran up. He had to give Chester a hug, big hug, and he's like petting his head and wants to get a photo. And he's like, oh, Chester, oh, you're so sweet. And Chester was just, hugging him back and stroking his head. And when he had to go back to the bar, he gave Chester a little kiss. And Chester stopped him, took his sleeve, pulled back and whispered, Dumme Amerikaner. And behind I heard, 9, 9, 9! There was only one thing worse than that story.
What could that be?
The following day, I need you to stand up. You're going to help. The following day, Chester Ringtail came out of the lift and ran into a tiny little old white-haired lady, Oma Kage. And she said, oh, look at you. And Chester was, and Oma pulled up. Chester had these big ears. She said, sind Sie Deutscher? And Chester said, ich bin dein Sohn. And she said, oh dear.
That was probably the last time that Chester made any kind of, shall we say, forward appearances.
Oh, it was. I got rid of the suit after that.
Yeah.
Has anything like that ever happened to a yin?
Well, you just missed the outside fursuit photo shoot, which was basically like the, oh my, look at you, oh my show right there. So I don't really have any particular stories about what happens when a hyena goes out and, tries to, I guess, what do you call it? I guess, celebrity around a little bit. You don't know anything about that, do you? Nah, nothing like that. But I do, I guess, want to share that this character was actually not my character originally. This was a character that I had borrowed from someone way back when, in like 2012 or 2011, something like that. And this character that I had adopted was made by a fursuit maker called Firestorm 6. And Firestorm 6, he's somewhere in Canada, and I hope he's doing well. But he had created this character as a secondary character to, I guess, just go around and be a hyena. Hyenas weren't quite as stinky back then. So, what did you just say to them?
I just had something in my eye.
Yeah, you had some Riesling in your eye, I guess. All right. So I adopted the character when I had taken the character and had brought him to life at Midwest Fur Fest 2012, way back when. And they had this thing called a dance competition. And I don't know, I think Eurofurence also has a dance competition too called Enter the Arena. And that was kind of cool, I guess. But at this competition, you had this hyena that nobody knew about that all of a sudden tore up the dance floor with absolutely zero warning or zero, expectation from the crowd. And somehow I ended up taking the crown and the first place. So the year after that, I then tried to enter the competition again, and they just went, nope, you can't enter the competition anymore. You have to judge. And I said, but why? And they simply said to me, well, here's the problem, is we'd let you enter the competition, but we want to give everybody else a chance. And apparently Eurofurence, thank you. And apparently Eurofurence told me something similar as well when I tried to enter Eurofurence back in my first Eurofurence in 2017. Which Eurofurence number is that? It's like 22, 3, something like that. Yeah. Something like that. And I came to Eurofurence and I tried to enter the arena, but I was immediately told, nope, 999, you have to be on the judging panel. And this year, when I tried to go to enter the arena and do the judging panel again, I had the same 9. You have been seen too much on the judging panel, and we want to give the kids a shot. So you get to be, the old man sitting on stage drinking wine and talking to all these folk about it. I don't know anyone like that, do you?
Oh, it's a good gig if you can get it.
Yeah, well, maybe one of these days. So anyhow, that's I guess a little bit more about me and sort of where I came from, because frankly, the stories that I have are the stories that you dragged me into after you and I have traveled so much, just like what happened to us and Kage 2 years ago.
I have to admit, you did cause me a little bit of trouble in Mexico.
Who are you looking at?
You.
I thought you were looking at the fan.
I was a guest at Confuror in Mexico, in Guadalajara, and they got the idea, oh, Uncle Kage is good friends with Zeke Hyena, so Uncle Kage can judge our dance competition. So I looked at the schedule, and here it says, Uncle Kage, judge.
I think you look more like an executioner to me than a judge.
Maybe. But I got up and I was watching the dancers, and then they danced, and then they stopped, and they all looked at me. And I said, good use of the floor. I like your suit. I think you could just maybe do a little more snap on the beat. And everyone said, yay! So this is easy.
And then wasn't there that one comment where you're like, you should use more of your tail, and everybody just stopped?
I tried to say it in Spanish, but I think I got the words wrong.
Yeah, I think you told them that you wanted to do something with the tail, but we won't get into that.
My Spanish is worse than my German, if you can imagine that.
So.
What?
I was waiting on you.
Oh, sorry, my cue. This bottle, by the way, has been provided by the Eurofurence staff, and if I forget to say, I am very, very, very grateful for that. So thank you all. Just the very fact that Eurofurence every year makes absolutely sure to provide me with as much wine as I can drink is a very, very clear proof to me that they have absolutely no understanding of the American healthcare system.
Either that, or they're trying to get you drunk enough so that you keep coming back and making more money for charity. I don't know. I think both could work.
You don't have to get me drunk for that. It helps. It helps.
Speaking of charity.
Yes.
Do you see our fuzzy bat friend anywhere around?
Is the bat still here? Flitting around, asking for money? It should be. There's the bat. There's the bat. So hey. Shake the can a little so they can hear it.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, remember,
turn around,
bats use sound.
Turn around, yes.
Yeah.
They use echolocation, so if you have a bill or something, kind of snap it a little bit or do this little thing so the bat can hear you.
And if you don't have any, coins or cash with you, just like, I don't know, make weird sounds with your credit card, and the bat will magically float over with the credit card machine.
Yeah. I'm actually, this is Eurofurence. That could actually happen. I'm waiting for it. It was, I'm trying to remember which year it was. EF9? Okay. I just said EF9. I heard whimpering from the back. I could spend the entire rest of this show talking about EF9, but we'll save that for either the end or for afterward. If you do not know the story, it is a, number one, very, very fun story of what can go wrong at a convention, because it did, and it is a testament to just how high-spirited the staff are, because they still made it work when the entire world was ending around them. They still refer to EF9 as the disaster. It took place in the Czech Republic. We will just leave it with this final comment. Watching how things worked, I coined the phrase Czechnology. You'll learn about that later.
So, speaking of, staffing and tales of woe and the horrors of, things that had happened, do you remember did we have anything interesting happen this year with us at Anthrocon, perhaps? Did we have any stickers that we found in places they shouldn't be?
This year we did not, because I basically threatened to murder anybody who put a sticker up. The lawyer gets very upset when I say things like that.
The lawyer tells you to always say, hypothetically. Hypothetically, you would throw somebody in that river if they were to put a sticker up.
Actually, I don't know if our lawyer knows my name.
Who's our lawyer?
I believe that our lawyer, he's the fat guy under the table in the puddle of his own vomit.
I thought that was Cheetah.
No, he's next to him.
Oh, okay, that's Night Fox.
I believe that our lawyer believes that my name is Shut Up. Because that's all I ever hear. When I start talking, he's going, shut up, 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 shut up.
Ah, so that's why you put all those tweets on Twitter, because he doesn't read your Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I should probably stop doing that. Oh, yeah. I hear the bat. I hear the bat. Yep.
Oh, yeah, there's the echolocation bat with the floating credit card reader. So, the stickers situation at Anthrocon this year, it went a lot better, and it looks like at Eurofurence it's pretty much the same thing as well. I haven't seen, anyone that's going around putting things on the wall. Don't, if you're out there thinking about it, because that's not an invitation to break the rules. We like staying here in Hamburg, and I'll do the Eurofurence leadership a favor by telling all of you again that this city is a city that EF can call a home. Last year was the experiment. This year, I don't know if you all agree with me, but I think we're here to stay.
Yeah.
So let's keep our home nice and tidy so that we can be here for a while. What do you guys think?
Yep. I have seen a few stickers stuck to the floor. I'm hoping it was just a sticker that fell off of something. Don't do that. If you want to put a sticker on convention center property, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to take a shit on your pillow. It's the same thing.
Some people are into that.
Oh, fuck, I forgot where I am.
Now you're going to have all the artists out there that are drawing like a tiny little cockroach on a pillow, just like doing like that. Yeah.
Cookie booty taiso. I alluded in my story hour. I went with Ronnie to Tokyo this past year. And Zeke didn't get a chance to go, but I'm sure Ronnie's told you all the stories. What is your favorite story that you heard from the Japan trip?
From our Japan trip? Oh. From the Japan trip. Yeah.
Wait, never mind.
Yeah, well, because there was definitely no hyenas there. I don't think they allow, hyenas into Japan unless they walk on two legs and work in an office. That's a shout-out to Agretzko, by the way. Great show if no one here has watched it, or if you haven't watched it yet. Favorite story of Ronnie's from Japan. What about the time that Ronnie almost brought you to a maid cafe?
We told that at the story hour.
You told that at the story hour, because that's my favorite. And my favorite part to add on to that in the story hour is the fact that Ronnie tweeted, of course, because why wouldn't Ronnie tweet? He's one of those damn kids that's on his phone all the time. He tweeted about the fact that you were almost in a maid cafe, and wasn't it the little demon that's on your shoulder that lives in York that said the quote, "The thought of Kage in a maid cafe gives me immense pleasure."
Okay, he's British. They don't know what pleasure is over there. Now you can tell the Brits in the audience, can't you?
I don't know. Am I supposed to be like, adjacently mad because I'm Canadian and they still own us and stuff like that? Yeah, I guess so. I'll take the other finger after the show.
I'll tell you what my favorite part was.
Okay, what's your favorite part?
Their dead dog party consists of a sake barrel opening ceremony. They have a large wooden barrel of sake. They break it open with a hammer, and then people just come up with their glasses, as many as they want. They also have bottles, lots of bottles, hundreds of bottles, and you can buy them and take them home. We Ronnie bought a big shopping bag full of sake. I had a big shopping bag full of sake, and we spent the rest of the evening. But if you're not familiar, sake is Japanese wine, just in case anybody's not familiar. In Japan, the Japanese are a very polite and reserved people until the sake gets opened. That's when they all turn into samurai. The first toast is, the traditional toast is kanpai. Kanpai. The second toast is a little louder. Kanpai. The third toast is very loud. Kanpai. The fourth toast is not even a word. It's just, wah! We had a 17th, 18th, and 19th toast. I think we were inventing like subsonic languages by then.
Actually, I think we were speaking in tongues and accidentally, like, okay, it's weird because you're mentioning how drinking while you're in Germany improves your German.
Yeah.
I think that was the weirdest story or the weirdest thing that happened to Ronnie that he told me about, which is him drinking more sake in Japanese improved his Japanese. And he was able to have fluent conversations in Japanese that then turned into ancient tongues that were used to summon, like, you know, the QB from the heavens and stuff like that. And before you knew it, Ronnie was then running around in circles doing zoomies around a ballroom about this big and having shots with everybody.
There is video.
There is a video about that. It's never going to be released on YouTube.
Well, Ronnie, of course, is a dragon, and in Japan they are revered as celestial beings, and they have magical powers. Because when we woke up the next morning, we went to collect our luggage and put together our bags of sake that we had bought. Here was my bag of sake, here was Ronnie's bag of sake, and here was a third bag of sake. Did we steal someone's?
No.
But
No.
To this day, we don't know where it came from. We think we stole somebody's sake.
To this day, there is a sober Japanese furry out there who really, really wanted to be drunk that night. And we did not let him be drunk. So whoever you are out there, if you ever watch this
It was
in the
the
future,
Germans who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you know, if they ever wanted a replacement drink, you know, come to Eurofurence and we'll have Andre pour.
Hang on. Remember what the lawyer always says, never admit guilt.
I didn't admit guilt. I just said I'm going to make Andre pour Japanese people a drink.
You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. Never admit guilt, and when you're backed into the corner, blame the Germans. It works for my government. Why not? I'm allowed to say that. I'm a Democrat.
So there was Japan that you and Ronnie went to this year.
Yes.
And then wasn't there also, like, Brazil that you and Ronnie got to go to this year?
Did we? I don't remember Brazil.
Yeah. Brazil remembers you.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, wait. That was the limes.
Yeah, that was the limes.
The
yeah.
limes.
So wasn't there a situation where, like, you drank all the limes out from the hotel or something like that?
I didn't drink them out of alcohol. I drank them out of limes. The caipirinha, which is the Brazilian national mixed drink. It is made of Brazilian rum, cachaça, sugar syrup, and limes. I like caipirinhas. I drank so many, the hotel ran out of limes. They were trying to make caipirinhas with apples and grapefruits and pineapple.
Yeah.
It's just not the same thing. Now, here's the thing. The guy was, I'm sorry, we're out of limes. I was like, dude, this is Brazil. There's a goddamn lime tree outside. Go pick some, for Christ's sake.
Hey, I think we actually chipped in and helped.
Actually, we did. We went, and not only did we pick all the limes off that tree, I hope it didn't belong to anybody, but there was a supermarket across the way. I ran in and bought every lime the supermarket had.
You also bought all the cachaça they had.
Well, that was just in case they ran out. So, yeah, I just trying to imagine the scene. Where's a camera when you need one? Some guy at the bar saying in Portuguese, I would like to have a caipirinha, and the barman saying, I'm sorry, we have no limes, and I come bursting in, I got you covered! Here, boom!
And the funny thing is, all those limes and bottles of cachaça still costed you less than an actual caipirinha.
Prices are very low in Brazil. I had a good time.
It's weird. The prices for limes and cachaça is low. Everything else is regular, but those two things, it's like, yeah, you could pick them out of someone's backyard and sell them yourself.
Which we did.
Oh.
And here's the lawyer again saying, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
It's okay. The law's totally not the same in Brazil.
Oh,
we know.
No, yep.
But speaking of favorite stories that Ronnie's told me about your travels together, there is one that does come to mind, which might be somewhat unflattering for you.
Uh-oh.
So.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Well, the lawyer's not here. You can.
There's a little bit of a tradition that happens after the Brazilian convention that Ronnie and Uncle Kage go to together. For those of you that have tried it before, the Brazilians have a style of Brazilian cuisine, which is the Brazilian barbecue, the meat faucet.
Yes, the meat faucet.
The meat faucet. You might know it if you're American as like, a fogo de chao. You might know it as a Brazilian steakhouse. Basically, if you are a carnivore, that is what heaven looks like. When you die, you are transported to the Brazilian steakhouse. That's heaven. So, this is a tradition that Kage, Ronnie, and many of the Brazilian Fur Fest board of directors go to enjoy a well-deserved meal after a well-run convention. And they have a lot of cachaça there. So, with that Brazilian steak, Kage and everyone else enjoyed quite a bit of caipirinha, as you could expect. Caipirinhas of all flavors, all sorts. The drinks just kept on pouring. At this point, they just said, leave the bottle, we'll make our own. So, after that, we had a 2-hour ride back to Santos, or not Santos, Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
The convention is in Santos. The airport that Ronnie and Kage fly into is in Sao Paulo.
Between them is Deutsche Bahn.
Between them is the Deutsche Bahn and the Autobahn.
Yeah.
Their Autobahn is a 2-hour ride that you have to take with 0 bathrooms along the way.
Yeah.
I saw you pause there because you realized where this is going.
Yeah. It has been a long time since I've had a roadside pee.
And not only was it a roadside pee, we happen to have another American in the car with us who happens to be here. I don't know.
Wasn't that Coyote, was it?
I think it was like Salty Coyote. Is it Salt Coyote?
Salty Coyote.
Salty Coyote. We're not going to name him, but his name's Salty Coyote. And Salty Coyote was in Brazil with us and was in the same vehicle on the way back to the airport. And all of a sudden, I can't remember if it was Salty Coyote or yourself that said, okay, I got to pee really badly. I can't wait. Is there a bathroom?
Actually, that's not what happened.
Tell me what happened.
I said to the driver, where is the next bathroom? And he simply yanked the car off to the side of the road and hit the brakes and said, here.
And it was an honest-to-God cutout of the road. Okay, you've got, metal barrier, cutout, metal barrier, metal barrier. That was the designated pull-off spot for people who need to go to the bathroom. There is no bathroom, there's no gas station, there's no McDonald's, there is ditch.
Der Pissplatz.
And as soon as the driver yanked on the brake, stopped at the side of the road, and I swear Ronnie told it this way. There were 2 bodies that flew out the car. It wasn't Kage stepping out of the vehicle, followed by Pepper Coyote. It was 2 bodies flew out of the car. One went into the forest, one went into the ditch, and they suddenly had a piss-off in the middle of the Brazilian highway.
I remember this very differently for some reason.
I don't know. Ronnie was kind of drunk.
I remember it being a very, very civilized piss-off. Well, wait a minute. Hang on. I do remember I did piss on Pepper's shoes.
Actually, no. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that.
No. You didn't piss on Pepper's shoes intentionally. What happened was I'm Kage, and I'm going to be standing here, and yes, look at me. I am the side of the Brazilian highway. And Pepper emerges from the back of the woods. You know, he's like, yeah, I want to piss off. Hey, you're so slow, old man. And Kage goes, eh?
You know, that's what, you're right. That's the memory's coming back. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you know how much those shoes could go for on the dark web?
This is a charity show. Pepper, did you bring those shoes?
And they take credit. Nah, they wouldn't have brought it to the auction.
Why? It's Germany.
They totally should have brought it to the auction. So yeah, you're asking about favorite travel stories, and that one I know you wanted to forget, but now it's on video, so Eurofurence never forgets.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, this is a charity show. If you're making a video of this, that's great. Don't upload it to YouTube because we want people to have paid for this. Wait for Eurofurence to make their own official upload, then you can put it on YouTube. But once it gets on YouTube, Danny, you and your crew are great. Thank you very much. That's for the chairman of Brazil Furfest.
We should definitely get Danny and the crew out here to Eurofurence. I think they can probably take down a couple of notes for how Brazil Furfest can, you know, sap some of the coolness from Eurofurence and leave some for us too.
Yeah. If we can like absorb some of the cool from here and share it with the rest of the furry world, that would be good.
Okay. Here's what we have to do. We have to gather like the nations of like the USA, the Brazilians, the Canadians. We got to get the Japanese convention, and we got to all band together and form like a super Avengers team to come and take on Eurofurence and like have a cool off or something like that. And maybe with the combined powers of all of us, we'll finally be able to outcool Eurofurence. I don't know. Do you think we can make that happen?
Nah.
It's like a furry United Nations.
Still wouldn't work. You know why?
Why?
The Germans would take over.
So, by the way, how are we on time?
We're doing okay. Well, actually, we only have like 10 minutes left.
We only have 10 minutes
Yep.
left. So, like, I don't know. What do we do for 10 minutes?
What have we been doing for the past 50 minutes?
Okay, so basically just talking about how Germany's cooler than everybody.
We could.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with
We
that.
could. Actually, wait a minute. I just had an idea.
What's that?
I vaguely saw a shadow of a hand in the audience. Does that mean you had a question? Oh, Eurofurence 9. AV crew, will you cut my mic if I talk about EF9? 9?
9.
Was that 9 you would not cut it, or EF9? The thing is, in the past, when I've tried to talk about that, it's usually Cheetah just grabs me by the collar and says, 9, 9, 9, 9, so much 9, it's almost 10.
I have an idea.
What?
Where's that bat?
Where's the bat? Baseball! Oh, we have no bat.
We have no bat. Oh.
The bat went to count the money.
Yeah, bat went to go buy a new castle for Eurofurence with the money now.
They could.
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say
that money is for Wildtierschutz Deutschland. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All for the charity, and that is what we wanted to support. I just wanted to see if that cash bag that the bat was holding would have rattled enough and kind of been our measure of whether or not people have donated enough.
Oh, I hear it. Yeah, there's the echolocation. Yep.
That sounds like it's pretty full.
Well, we won't cover EF9 because it will upset the staff because they tried to bury these memories deep in their psyche where it would never hurt them again.
And you will never, ever hear the stories on stage. On stage.
On stage.
He said.
I could tell them about Gunther.
Gunther?
Gunther.
Gunther.
Gunther. There was a New Year's party that was being held among the Eurofurence staff some years ago, and I was talking with Night Fox, and he said, it would be so great if you could come and join us at our New Year's party. And I thought about it, and I said, well, why couldn't I? So I called Night Fox, said, you know what? I bought a plane ticket. I'm going to go to the party since you invited me. And he said, oh, everyone will be so excited you're coming. And I said, no, don't tell anybody. This is not an Uncle Kage appearance. This is your party. I don't want people to think that, it's you Uncle Kage shit. And he said, well, once you get there, everyone's going to know. I said, nah, I'll be in disguise. So when I arrived, I put on a big, heavy coat and big old man sunglasses and a hat that came down here, wrapped a scarf around my face, put on a Halloween wig with long gray hair. And I just was this smelly old man. And the story was that we were going to be transporting a friend of Andre's to the Ringberg Hotel, which is where the party was being held. So they picked up this smelly old man who got in the back seat with his face all covered and just I was sitting right behind Tanya Darial, which made her nervous. We were driving to Zul, and the car stopped at a Pissplatz, not the Brazilian kind, but a nice German kind. And I said, okay, this is going to be difficult. If I get out to relax or use the restroom or something, people are going to start talking to me in German, and you know that my German is very bad. So Nightfox said, oh, that's not the problem. Let me teach you what to say. Repeat after me. Verpiss dich. I said, verpiss dich. He said, no, like an angry old man. Verpiss dich. He said, perfect. So Gunther went out, slinking in, and people came up, Deutsch, 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 and Gunther said, verpiss dich. And they Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. And it worked spectacularly. Got back in the car. Night Fox was still inside. Tanya was in the front seat, and I could tell that she was very uncomfortable with the smelly old man in the back. So Gunther reached up and said, Entschuldigung, Frau, ich bin kein alter Mann. Ich bin dein Freund. And she just, Tanya's a very strong woman. She turned around, she hugged me against the back of the seat, and I think she broke 2 of my ribs.
I don't think it was a hug. That was self-defense.
Probably. That was a kung fu move. But when we got to the Ringberg, they said, what would you like to do? I said, take me to the bar and ask them to send André Opitz over here. So here was this smelly old man sitting in the bar. Now, earlier on, I had told BBF who I was. So only Night Fox and Tani and BBF knew who the smelly old man was. So he was sitting there with his glass and his face all covered, sitting looking out the window, but I could see reflection in the window of what's coming up behind me. A barman came over, but it wasn't Andre. And he's saying, Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. So Gunther said, Opitz? Nein, Opitz ist Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. Opitz? Deutsch, 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 Deutsch. So he went away, and then I saw my friend, Andre, come, ja, ich bin Opitz. Herr Opitz, Herr Opitz, ich bin kein Deutscher, ich bin ein dummer Amerikaner. And I heard the same thing, nein, nein! And I said, he was very happy, but he was busy because it was a party. He had to work. I said, okay, only you and Night Fox and Tani and BBF know. Don't tell anybody else. He said, oh, okay, good, yes. So he went away, and Gunther sat there. But then, the reflection, behind me, I saw another familiar face. Wolfgang König, the very aristocratic owner of the hotel, came up and was looking at this dirty, smelly old man in his bar on the most important night of the year. And Gunther started to feel a little bit nervous. He just kind of sat very still. And Herr König did this. And he leaned down, and in English he said, "Is that white wine you are drinking?" And I said, "Only you and Andre and Tani and Night Fox and BBF, no." I never knew I'm the only person who on New Year's Eve drinks wine in Germany. That was a weird reaction in the back. That was probably a Belgian. What time is it? Oh, 1:59. We have 1 minute left. How about we use it to say, thank you very much for your generosity to the charity. If you still have money left over, they're waiting outside. If you want to outcool Anthrocon, this is your chance to do it. Thank you all very much. Zikayena, folks.
So, like, now what?
Now you all for pistish. Do not forget, the dance comp will be this afternoon at
2:30.
2:30.
Yeah. Paws on Fire.
Paws on Fire,
yeah.
Yep. And after the Paw Pet show tonight, there will be a special showing of a movie unlike any other. And once you see it, you'll understand why. Hundreds of Beavers tonight at 10:30. I will be hosting that. It will be at 10:30 because the Paw Pet show will end exactly on time. So we'll see you then.